She writes, I think you had some soon and Harry Black will bump heads. So you think Harry Black is going to bump heads with John Cranley? Is that what you're saying? Bumping heads with the man that put you in that position? It could be detrimental to your job placement. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Numerous things to discuss. I've also got a clip, and again, I find some utility. I find some education in these types of spars. Don Lemon's been doing fabulous work. Say what you want about him. I love his interviews from time to time. Not always his opinions. Don't always agree, but hey, we're all entitled to our opinions, right? And recently he got a chance to have two of he had surrogates, that's what they're calling them, from the Democrat candidates, both Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. They're surrogates. Now, what is a surrogate? A surrogate is someone who goes on television and basically they're stumping for you. Okay? They're promoting that particular candidate. And we'll play that in a second. And they're sparring over, the policies and the actions and the words of the candidates. We'll play that sometime later in the show. But what do you think? I mean, is it fair to say that UC, as University of Cincinnati Police, should no longer be able to patrol the neighborhoods that are close to the campus? And I'm honestly torn because on one hand, it just makes sense. Like patrolling those neighborhoods is keeping the campus safer. Okay. On the other hand, I feel like hell to the no. Hell to the no because of what we saw happen with Sam DuBose. But is that fair in your opinion? Dale writes, hell yeah, she's pandering. Let's say if Beyonce would not have put that phrase in her song, what would have been her response? ? That response would get the votes though. Sad. That's sad. She also, in that interview with the Breakfast Club, talked about her admiration for Beyonce. She said she had a lot of stamina. Oh, really? She's got stamina. Oh, my God. But again, listen, I really can't do it justice. I'll let Miss Clinton speak for herself. Okay, check this out.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, Swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now, listen, I
yes.
just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Okay. Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. No, seriously.
Yes,
hot
it is.
I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
That's why you're coughing. You might need to slow down a
I
little.
need yeah, I'm having a rebellion against it because I think it keeps my immune system strong. I really do. I think hot sauce is good for you in moderation. Let's not go.
I just like it.
Well, my grandmother
like
used to say, go in hot, go out hot. So just be careful.
All right, I'm going to tell you how
Thank
you
you
really
for
get
that.
to pardon
TMI.
Max
We
B
got
and
it.
Bobby
Hot
Smurf.
sauce. Is that pandering? Or is she just keeping it real? Is that a case of keeping it too real? I mean, because anybody, you don't have to be a communication specialist to understand how if you go on an urban talk show and you are a Clinton and you claim that you like hot sauce, I mean, has she said, well, I keep a photograph, a news clipping of the headlines, surrounding the death of Timothy Thomas or the headlines of the death of Michael Brown? I would have been more impressed. It reminds me that we got so much work to do when it comes to criminal justice. That would have been better, but they would have said, hey, pandering. Tracy writes with a correction. She says, drive it, Nate. That was Harry Black versus Yvette Simpson. Harry Black for mayor? I don't know. Why would you want to be mayor when you're the city manager? Let John Cranley take the top spot. You got the number 2 spot, or actually number 1 spot when it comes to city government. I don't know. I hear Yvette Simpson a lot. I hear a lot of names. And what I'm here to tell you is there's a lot of good, smart, intelligent, young, up-and-coming potential leadership right on the horizon. I've seen it. I've talked with some of these individuals, okay? And it's kind of refreshing to see that, quite honestly. It really is. We need that. We need some good, smart, young, fresh people in positions of influence in government, on city council, in the mayor's office. I mean, I might even count Mr. John Cranley as one of them. John Cranley's big issue with the black community is going to be, and I tried to raise this with him, and he just seemed like he's just either oblivious to it or doesn't really understand it, is that there's still a lot of resentment on how things went down with the former chief, who, by the way, and I posted this on my Facebook page over the weekend, he showed up in an event having to do with the collaborative and police community relationships, Iris Rowley at a New Prospect Baptist Church. And I'm not sure if he was there when he said it, but it was reported in the media. I'll put it that way. I always have to preface it that way because just because it's reported doesn't mean that's the facts. It's the truth. Okay? It's been reported that, hey, he says he's going to continue with his civil lawsuit against the city. Really? My question is, if the city has to pay, let's say he wins or there's some kind of agreement, how much money is he going to get? That's taxpayer dollars, isn't it? That's deep. That's deep. So I really think that the mayor's office is underestimating just the impact of that move. And I asked him, do you have any regrets on how it all went down? Okay, he tried to answer it with, well, hey, listen, I got it's your prerogative. Well, the morale was low and blah, blah, blah. Morale was still low after you got rid of the man. He claimed he didn't know that. Okay? But I think they're grossly underestimating the optics of it, how it looked, how people felt. It made the city look petty, small, vindictive, nasty, all the wrong things. It was badly dealt with. If you know you're going to get rid of Mr. Blackwell, what you don't do is have him go through all of this public engagement, which is going to endear him with the public, which is what they did. Remember this? They had all these meetings at different churches and people were sitting down. You had why would you go through all of that? Just release the man. But no, they did it their way, which I thought it was horrible. They should have called me. I would have told them otherwise. If you're going to do it expeditiously, right? Who says you can't learn from TV? Do it expeditiously. But no, they had them go through all this community engagement. It was just long, drawn out. It was bad. I think the mayor's office is underestimating that. Aside for that, what's your gripe with the mayor, though? I mean, I hear people still talking about that. But aside from that, what's your gripe? What is your gripe? Okay, I'm just keeping it real with you. Keeping it real. Brent writes, she carries blood thinners in her purse, too. The hot sauce was a ploy to get black folks thinking she's a spicy food and fried chicken fan. I don't give a damn what she carries in her purse. Hot sauce, jalapeno sauce. Now, if she would have said jalapeno sauce, that would have been different. But she said hot sauce? Really? You go on urban radio and say that you carry hot sauce? I don't believe you. I'm sorry. I don't know. Again, maybe I'll know better as I get older. But at 70 years old, I guess there's still people who are still out there dousing their food with hot sauce. Hey, listen. I like a little hot sauce here from there, too. It is what it is. But can your intestines really take that? Pat writes late, but here, good morning. Hey, Pat, good to have you. Good morning, Crystal. She writes, good morning, hashtag Team NI. Good to see everyone. Tracy writes, Nate, if Yvette were mayor, Harry Black would go at it with her. Well, if Yvette were mayor, the number one issue would she even keep Harry Black as city manager? Right? Because they didn't keep Mr. Milton Mahoney, who is pro-streetcar. Maybe that's why they were at odds. I mean, it would be at her. It would be up to her. That is deep. Does Cincinnati need a female mayor? What's wrong with that? I remember Elise Charisse ran for mayor many years ago, and I supported her. What's wrong with that? Are you one of those people that think that a woman can't perform the duties the same way that a man can? I'm not one of those people. Negative. Shannon writes, not taking up for Hillary, but there was an interview from a while back where she says she puts hot sauce and red pepper flakes on everything. Maybe she was pandering then too. I don't know. But it definitely wasn't smart of her to say that on a black show because of how it would be perceived. I agree with you. That's fair. I don't know if she's pandering or not. I don't know if she carries hot sauce or not. It really doesn't matter to me that much, quite honestly. But the way it looks is something that should concern a lot of people. It looks bad. Okay? It looks bad at the very least. Let's take a brief pause. We'll come right back. My name is Nathan Ivey. This is the Nathan Ivey Show.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Well, as I said, a very quick break. Nathan Ivey with you. One man, one microphone, 1 hour, 7 a.m. Tell a friend about the show. I'm reading that police are hoping that City Councilman Smitherman, he's got I believe he owns some property out in the Bond Hill area. And I'll be honest with you, until recently, I had no idea where it was. I happened to be driving through Bond Hill, just checking out the lay of the land, and drove past the spot. I think there's a sign in the window or outside. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the property he's been talking about. That's the campaign headquarters, I believe. And police have now asked Mr. Smitherman, he's the chair of Law and Public Safety. How ironic is this? They've asked him for security camera footage. He owns a building near a shooting where 2 women were shot. 1 woman is now dead. And Smitherman went on Twitter and said, basically paraphrasing, I am honored to help catch the killers. He's honored? Talk about landed on thick. And I hope that Councilman Smitherman will back away from his comments, his generalized statements about the black community as relates to no snitching. And I just think that you talk about pandering. You talk about grandstanding. That's pandering and grandstanding at a very, very high level on a very important issue. The black community, no one, let me put it this way, no one is more invested in stopping the violence than the people who actually live near the violence. Say it again. Say it again. Okay? This idea that people that live in the suburbs care more about the violence that happens in these neighborhoods, right, with these neighbors is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, nobody cares more about stopping the violence in Bond Hill than those God-fearing, hard-working family folks that live in Bond Hill. I don't care what Smitherman says. It doesn't make any sense. And just because you got a bunch of folks out here, a few people here and there who are probably involved in the illegal markets, underground economies, talking about anti-snitching, in no way is indicative of how the general black community feels about that. In no way whatsoever. It's ridiculous. But Smitherman went on Twitter and said basically that this killer, he could going to Mars would not be far enough, right? For local authorities to bring this killer to justice. So now he's got this theme going on where he feels like whenever there's a shooting, he's got to mention, and I don't know who's impressed by this because I'm not impressed by it. Maybe you are. I ain't impressed. He's got to mention how serious he is about, I'm going to go to Mars. I'm going to go to Pluto. He went for Pluto for the young girl. He referenced Pluto, going to Pluto, right, for the young girl who was killed near the YMCA on Melrose Avenue. And now he's talking about Mars. What? Okay, check it, Mr. Smitherman and those other business owners, because I have a stake in this. I'm from Cincinnati. I love Cincinnati. And to make it all the way real, last year, little Buddha went to a summer camp, a CRC summer camp for the whole summer. And guess where she was? That's right. Down the street, around the corner from that shooting in Bond Hill. We real people. No jokes over here. I am exactly what I appear to be. Yeah. And there was at least one shooting. I'll never forget. It was last summer. My wife called me like, wait, babe, it's all blocked off. There was a shooting down the street around the corner from where my daughter was playing. So